We are all here this evening to celebrate Megan and Shaheen's wedding. There are family and friends here from all over the country. Many of you are here from Missouri. M-I-Z? Yeah, that's the way we do it. Where Megan and Shaheen met in college. Actually, there are people here tonight from all over the world. Many of you either grew up with Megan or Shaheen, while others, your families, grew up with our families. I want to welcome all of you, and I want to thank you for sharing in this very special day. I also want to thank HB and Liz for hosting a tremendous rehearsal dinner last night. But more importantly, I want to thank you for raising such a wonderful young man, as in Shaheen. Shaheen is hardworking, caring, and kind. But I do have one question for you, HB and Liz. A Packers fan? Are you kidding me? Packers fan. But in all seriousness, I want to thank you for raising a great man in Shaheen. And clearly the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I want to thank my beautiful bride, Cindy, for being such a great partner and spouse. She's been a wonderful mother and raised 3 great children. So thank you, dear. So let me tell you about the first time I met Shaheen. We talked a little bit about this last night, Bolt and Jose. Megan was bringing home her boyfriend. And things were starting to get serious. So this was a really big deal, right? My only daughter. Cindy had met Shaheen a couple times at Mizzou. But this was going to be my first time to meet Shaheen. It was a weekend where Megan brought 12 of her college friends home to go to a Dave Matthews concert in Chicago. Everybody stayed at our house. In true Megan fashion, it was fast and furious. We call this a Megnado. A Megnado is when she comes to town, tries to do 30 things in 36 hours, turns the house upside down, and then leaves. So the Mizzou crew, later that evening, was drinking and having a good old time in the basement. Monica, I felt that this was the first time that you guys ever were drinking. No? Clearly not. All right. Sorry, Monster. I miscalculated, obviously. At 11:30 that night, I decided to go downstairs and check Shaheen out, right? That's what you got to do. There was a lot of good-natured ribbing, and Jose and Bolt were really laying it on thick. They were taking Shaheen to town in front of Megan's old man. All enjoyable. There were 3 things that I walked away and learned from that night. 1, Shaheen has a great group of friends. 2, go ahead, Sin, clap. Shaheen's a great guy. And number 3, my baby girl really likes this guy. He's pretty clear. So about 3 a.m., after several hours of drinking and pounding shots with the boys, my reconnaissance mission was over. So I decided to go upstairs quietly, and I was tiptoeing not to wake Cindy up. I walked into the bedroom, and there she was, sitting up, wide awake. Immediately she asked me, "What do you think?" And I said, "I think Shaheen might be the one." So Shaheen, since that first night, you've been good in my book. Now I want to tell you a couple stories about Megan. Megan? She was born on Super Bowl Sunday. Talk about foreshadowing, right? She's an absolute sports nut. She's a sportscaster, for those of you that don't know. It's unbelievable. Megan was born into a very sports-oriented family, and she wanted to follow in the footsteps of her two older brothers, Ken and John. She spent her falls up at Knock Park watching her brothers play football in the NYFL. Quickly, she developed a love for football. Now, this is not one of her highlights. She was a cheerleader for one brief year. She was kicking and screaming. She did not want to do that any longer. She started hounding me, "Dad, I want to play football." And then she continued to hound me and hound me. So before the next season started, I called the commissioner up, and he's here tonight, Doug Fumagalli. And Doug and I had several conversations, and before you know it, Megan was on a football team of her very own. Megan played running back and linebacker for the Mighty Might Dolphins. And Megan's love and enthusiasm was never greater and on display in her very first game. She took a pitch, she swept right, cut back, went 35 yards for a touchdown. And I sat there and said, "Yes, that's my little girl," right? Very proud, very proud. Megan, you then proceeded to spike the football. 15-yard penalty. In the history of the NYFL, the only 8-year-old I ever saw get a 15-yard penalty. As John and Ken's traveling sports evolved, Cindy and I found ourselves going out of town all the time or being at local tournaments. Clearly, I needed to balance this out. I needed some daddy-daughter time. So I invented a concept of a special day, and it was Megan and Dad's special day, so I'd get some daddy-daughter time. What's a special day, you ask? Special day consists of a meal of choice for Megan. This was a Portillo's cheese dog, ketchup only, cheese fries, and a chocolate shake, right? That was your go-to, absolutely. We would then typically go to a movie, and a movie of her choice. After the movie, we would go and we'd polish it off with a DQ sundae, chocolate sundae, whipped cream, cherry, sprinkles on top, in a Major League Baseball collector's helmet. Early on, Megan's favorite movie was The Lion King. She became engrossed in this movie. She was Simba, and I was Mufasa. She would pin a lion tail on the back of her shirt, walk around, and insist that everyone call her Simba and me Mufasa. There was one Saturday morning, Cindy was out, I was watching All Three Children, and I didn't run too tight a ship back in the day. So the phone rang, Megan answered, and I was doing stuff with the boys. I could hear in the distance, "No, call him Mufasa." Uh-oh, this isn't going well. So I go over, grab the phone, and much to my chagrin, it's my new boss. And he says, "How are things going, Mufasa?" I never quite lived that one down. Another one of Megan's favorite movies. Which one, Megs? Titanic. We're going with Titanic. Megan and I saw that movie probably 15 times. We searched the world for the heart of the ocean, right? I know more about Jack Dawson from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, than a 40-year-old man at that point had a right to know. As Megan grew into her teen years, her taste in entertainment evolved. And with the advent of reality TV, we had a ton of material. We watched the likes of One Tree Hill, Gossip Girl, Rock of Love, and the all-time classic, Jersey Shore. Who could forget Snooki, The situation, and the GTL. How embarrassing that I know what GTL means. For those of you who don't, it's these guys didn't do anything all day. They went to the gym, they tanned, and they did their laundry. Then they went out all night. So that's GTL. The combination of these special days and Megan's love of sports has enabled us to develop a very unique and special bond. In fact, I talk more sports with Megan today than I do with my sons. I don't know if that says what that says about my sons, but Megan, there was not one rock of love, one Jersey Shore, or one chocolate sundae that I ever regret. Those were some of the best days of my life. I love you, Moo. But now it's time for you and Shaheen to make your own special days. So everyone, let's raise our glasses and toast to Megan and to Shaheen and a million special days.
Hello, everyone. You like that entrance? We didn't mean to do that. I'm Darman Behruz. I'm Shaheen's twin brother, for those who didn't know. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet so we can get eating, drinking, and dancing. I first want to thank the Rice family for that beautiful ceremony earlier today. That was lovely. And for this awesome venue. I don't know if you guys have been around, but it's amazing. What can I say? It's... I will. Megan is one of the most genuine, heart-filled, caring people that I know. And that's because of you guys. That's the way you guys raised her, and it shows every single day. And if that wasn't enough, Megan knows more about sports and is better at sports than most of the guys here. And John and Ken, that's because you guys. That's because she had two older brothers, John and Ken. And not only that, but I want to thank the Rice family in general for welcoming Shaheen into you guys' family. And I know that can't be easy, because he's a Packer fan, and you guys are all Bears fans. But from what Shaheen says, and what he tells us, you guys are his second family. And that makes me, my mom, and my dad really happy. So we really appreciate that, guys. And Mom and Dad, thank you for last night. It was awesome. The food was great. We all had a fun time. Everybody got to mingle and meet each other. And Dad's speech was great. Short. I loved it. So thank you, guys. Mom, thanks for getting our family here. And we have family from overseas, and Mom worked really hard to get them over here, and nobody really knows about that. I made this speech with my mom. I didn't tell about this part. But thank you, Mom. We didn't get all of them over here, but we got some of them. Shaheen Megan, I have been with you guys from the very beginning, back in Columbia in the cottages. Hey, you guys know. And I've been a third wheel for years now. So that's why I can say, honestly, that what you guys have is true. And I know, no matter what happens from here on out, you guys will, be it good or bad, work it together. And you'll be a unit and a team. So even if that was the only thing you guys had, which is not, that's good. Because I see how you guys do things and how you work things out, and it's better than most couples who've been married for like 30 years. And just keep doing that. Keep doing what you guys do best. Megan, today you officially became my sister, and you became a part of the Berries family. There's only 4 of us. Today we got 5. But if we're gonna be honest, you've been my sister for a while now. You truly have. We have gone on adventures, hung out, drank, done everything together. So you truly are a sister. Shaheen, yeah. You know what I'm gonna say, and you know how I feel. I've been saying it for months now, so I'm not gonna go into all that sobby stuff. But I love you. I'm so proud of you. Today is gonna be one of the happiest days of your life, and because I love you so much, it's one of the happiest days of my life. So, without further ado, so we can stop listening to me talk, everybody raise your glasses. Yes, sir. To Shaheen and Megan, the bride and groom. Cheers, guys. And on a side note, to all the Bearus and Daggets out there, I haven't seen you guys in a while. If you guys want to have a coherent conversation with me, or if you want me to remember what we talked about, you have about 30 to 45 minutes, because I'm going to start having fun. Thank you, guys.
So, first of all, Dars, you downplayed your speech a little bit. Now here I am. Hi, everybody. My name's Monica. The majority of you know me as the Monster. I'm sure you've heard. Thank you, Megan. First, and I'll make this quick because you all know, and Dars did a great job. Thank you so much. This night is amazing. This place is beautiful. It's a great group of people, and we're so excited to celebrate all night. Last night was amazing. The rehearsal dinner was so great. The service, the food, everything. It was a great way to kick off the festivities. Thank you, Meg. Got my back. So Meg and I go back almost 10 years now, which is crazy because we still act like we were in college. We go back almost 10 years. We were freshmen at the University of Missouri. We were both on the 7th floor of Joliet, which 3 others at this table were all, so 5 of the however many at this table were all 7th floor Joletters. We had a good time. And so then Megan and I were roommates for the next 3 years. So we go back a little bit. I was trying to think of a way to describe Megan. I couldn't really come up with words that did justice. So I'm very glad that Ken and Dars kind of put it into perspective. We all know her. She's a sports fanatic, wears sweats every day. She's a guy. Yeah, it's just Meg. So she is also so laid back to a point it does more harm than good for her. So what do I mean by that? Megan made herself the prime target for executing ingenious pranks all through college because you could get away with essentially anything. Let me take you back to sophomore year 2010. Things were just starting to pick up between Shaheen and Megan. Love was in the air. All was going well. And I remember I was at our apartment called Clubhouse when I get a text. It said, Monica, we have a plan. Meg just got in the shower. We have 6 minutes. Hurry. And so I race home. The prank had already began. It was to swipe every single article or potential article of clothing from Megan's room while she was clueless in the shower and Shaheen was waiting for her downstairs. So we're talking entire closet rod gone. Dresser, plastic drawers, gone. Towels, bath mat, bed sheets, posters on the wall, gonzo. And then for the grand finale, the shower curtain itself. So imagine, let's all just put ourselves in Megan's position at this point. You are just casually taking a shower, minding your own business, and all of a sudden the shower curtain is ripped down from next to you. and gone. So you're standing there, cold, wet, confused, and naked, with absolutely nothing to use to help the cause, and your hot date waiting downstairs. So saying this one went too far is an understatement, but Megan's response, as typical Megan, was to just shrug it off, figure it out. She found an old pillowcase that somehow got missed, wrapped it around. This story is known as the diaper. It's been termed the diaper story, because she finds an old pillowcase, wraps it around, finds an old tank top like at the bottom of her backpack somewhere, puts that on, and down she goes, and that was it. And now here we are. So yeah, that's one of the better Megan stories. Megan tends to also get extremely passionate about things. So I think we all understand, huge sports fan, Chicago native, which makes sense. That's fine. Cool. And then there's like other ones. For example, Barks Root Beer. Her Grease sing-along alarm clock. No backstory to any of these. Then there's the trio, St. Patrick's Day, Irish car bombs, and McDonald's jam shakes. Meg used to put food coloring in our toilets every St. Patrick's Day. And there was one year it somehow ended up in our ice machine in our freezer, so we ended up drinking green water for the next few months. And then the dumbest example I could think of was an app called Ibotta. I don't know if anybody is familiar with this. Meg sure is. She comes to visit. So Ibotta, first of all, it's a coupon clipping app for Megan, the soccer mom. So it's if you want to base your entire shopping list off of your Ibotta, you're gonna buy everything based on what your coupons are telling you can save on. You might end up saving a couple bucks for the month. And so Meg comes to visit me one weekend a couple years ago, and I hadn't seen her in a while, so I was just trying to catch up, ask how life's going, and all she kept saying was, "Monster, you gotta download Ibotta. Did you download Ibotta? It's great." So yeah, that's her dumb example. So there's all that, but above all, the best example of this kind of fiery passion that Megan gets is clearly her relationship with Shaheen. So just like all of those, logical or not, she also is very, very 100% all in with Shaheen, and it's very clear to us the bond and the love that these two have for each other. I think all of us at this table, and I'm sure at many other tables here tonight, have known for a long while that we would all be here one day, and that these two would be sitting right here. They'd be a little older, they'd be a little wiser, and somehow even more in love than they were back then. So I came across a quote. I was on Pinterest trying to get some inspiration for tonight. We're doing some wedding quotes. And I came across one that actually stuck with me, and I can't think of anything that applies better to the two of you. It is, a good marriage is one where every partner secretly suspects they got the better deal. Which I can't say, it's not more true than anyone else than you two. We were on the party bus driving over here tonight, and I kept looking at you guys, and Meg would be talking to one person, and Shaheen's just looking at Megan, and you can just see it, and Meg, the same thing, would just be, and so they just have this love that is very inspiring, and it's deep, and they're gonna make it through thick and thin, and we all knew this since I feel like day one. So it's really, really exciting to be here tonight and to see this. I don't know how long I've been going for, but I might just give off a couple more things of advice that I was maybe going to cut, but I feel like we're maybe doing okay. So, four tips of advice that I came across on a website called happywivesclub.com. I am a recent newlywed myself, so I can't call myself a seasoned veteran yet, so I did a little research. Number one, show interest in each other's interests. So, Megan, that's right. Get on that cheese head for every Packers game. Shaheen, download Ibotta. Number two, you don't always have to be right. This is true. Nobody likes to know it all. My husband, Tyler, for example, still thinks the phrase is get down to the nitty-gritty. So I like to let that one slide. Number 3, support each other. This is another good one. Shaheen, you got to be that lumbar support belt for Megan in times of need. See what I did there? A little PT humor for those of you who, there you go. And number 4, tell the truth. There's a difference between lying and being intentionally vague. I thought that was my best line of the speech, but I don't think it went over too well. So that is almost all I had. I can't tell you how happy I am for you both, how proud I am of what you both have accomplished in this last year alone. Megan is on her way to being the next Erin Andrews. I keep telling everybody. She's going to make it big. It's going to be great. And then there's Dr. Shaheen over here, which it's like crazy. So you guys are making big moves and you're following your dreams, and we are, I think, all so excited to sit back and see what's next. I love you guys. I am so honored to be standing here and being a part of this incredibly special day, and I wish nothing but the best for you.